How to not mess up in dating and relationships. This is a question I get a lot. And the simple answer is that you have got to stick to what you want. As long as I stuck to what I wanted when I was dating, I never got into any trouble, okay? Because what I wanted was rare. And once I met a guy and figure out he wasn't it, goodbye. Ain't no time talking to you. I'm not spending no time on the phone with you. I'm not going out with you. None of that, nothing, because you are not what I want. And what I find, ladies, is that when you're dating and you're making mistakes and you keep on choosing the wrong guy, is because you have not rooted and grounded yourself into what you want in a husband. You want to fix him up, you want to help him up, and you can't do that. You just have to be solidified in what you want in a husband. Welcome back to Church Girls and Faith Girls Want to Get Married Too. You guys have been asking for more dating content. I thought I'd give y'all a lot of content with the shows. But you said, no, Jan, we need more dating content. So I'm going to try to maybe 2 or 3 times a week give you something outside of the shows. I want to thank you for your love and support with my books. I have a new book series, Moments of Gratitude, available on Amazon, okay? This is a journal. Write down. I have a dating journal coming where I would write down about the guys I met and I would pray about him, okay? So this is a good journal for you to write down what you want in a husband. And when you meet a guy, you write it down, pray about it, and see, okay? In Christ I am the naked one. This is what happens when you choose wrong. You don't want to do that. And of course, this is powerhouse. This book is a dating powerhouse, okay? Also available on Amazon. Is almost 400 pages. Everything is in here. Thank you for your love and support. I am still trying to get to my 10,000 subscribers, but I notice YouTube is doing something that's keeping me from getting to my 10K. But it's okay. I'm gonna get there in Jesus' name. So how do you not mess up? Okay. I remember I went out with this one guy that I knew wasn't it. This was still when in my mid-20s, when I'm from the island, so the Caribbean people was kind of pushing the Caribbean guys on me. I knew at 12 years old that I didn't like Caribbean men. I knew that I loved American men. I've always felt that way since the time I was 12. And all throughout my dating period, I knew I did not like Caribbean men. I did not like African men. I loved American men. But because I was from the islands, I was trying to date them and see if I like them, but I never did. And then you have a lot of Caribbean people pushing Caribbean guys on you. I went to a church that was multinational, and they would just push the Caribbean guys on me. And even in school, the Caribbean and the African guys, they would just be pushing them. And I'm like, well, no, I'm not really interested, so on and so forth. And so this one time, I said, this girl just kept getting on my nerves. I was like, okay, all right, I'm going to go out with this guy. And I was like, it was like the biggest mistake of my life. Because all I'm sitting there thinking is I could be home reading a book, eating, sleeping. Or it was just a waste of my time. And that guy just annoyed me. I was sitting like this, like, mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Well, he said, why you keep looking at your watch? Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. And I never forgot that, because all I was thinking was I'm wasting time with this guy knowing that I don't like him. Okay, I didn't like him. Went out with him to make a church sister happy. Okay. And then as I got older, was like, you know what? Let me start going out with the guys that I really like. And I kid you not, I remember the three American guys that made me that I went out with. I remember Mr. Rugged. I call him Mr. Rugged. He is the one that solidified it. For when I went out with him, oh my God, he white collar, of course, had on this nice suit, and but he was a little rugged. You know what I mean? And he took me to this nice Italian restaurant that I take Michael to today, honey. It's a nice little spot. Oh, it's so nice and romantic, girl. If you live in Jersey, girl, I'll tell you where it's at. I take Michael out there all the time, well, before COVID. And I remember I went out with this guy, and I'm just sitting there like, I was like, oh, I just wanted to jump across the table and kiss him because he solidified what I wanted. I was like, when I went out with him, I don't know, I was in my mid to upper 20s. I was like, this is it. I'm never going out with another Caribbean or African guy or a guy that I know that I don't like. I was just going to go out with the type of guys that I liked. And something worked out with him. I think he wasn't very strong in his faith. And I don't really like guys that's not strong in their. I think that's why we didn't work out. And like my husband is strong in his faith. Yeah, I didn't want somebody who was shaky. You do meet a lot of that in this book. I talk about Mr. Faiths, okay? I need you to be strong in your faith, and I think that's what his issue was. But I still remember him this day because he sealed it in my head for me. I never forgot him. I've never seen him again, but I don't think he's from around here. Yeah, I don't think he's around here because I met him. I lived in Newark and I had to meet him in Union, so he had to drive, and I drove to the restaurant because I don't get in strangers' cars, so I don't. He don't live around him. But I never forgot him. I never forgot Mr. Rugged. It's like I think about him because I was like, he's the one that really solidified. It's as if God was saying, this is what you want. This is the type of guy that oh my God. He was just like, he was really handsome. He spoke well. He worked in finances. Just something with me and men in finances. I love him, okay? Because all the guys that made a mark in my mind were guys in finances. Mr. Rugged, this other guy that worked for an insurance company. My CFO guy, oh, Mr. CFO, that's Mr. Kryptonite, and of course my husband. Okay, I just love those types of guys. But Mr. Rugged solidified it for me to say, okay, Janice, this is what you want. Stop going out with all those other guys that you don't like, you don't want. And once I solidified that in my mind, I never again went out with guys that I knew I didn't like, okay? Because I've been studying so much and I've been reading so much in the Bible and I've been reading dating books when I was in my 20s that the moment a guy opened his mouth, I could tell I wanted to go out with him or not. Same with my husband. Man was like, I wanted to go out with him. Of course, we had a couple of hours to talk. Okay. But once Mr. Rugged solidified that in my mind, I never get. I remember I was 28. I have a picture of me. I'm going to try to find it. Crying at my birthday dinner, my 28th birthday. And I made up in my mind. I said, never again. God, I know what I want. I'm believing you for what I want. I am not going to settle. And either I'm going to have what you have for me, or I'm just not going to get married. At 28, I made that decision. Okay. And then stuff kind of dried up. Like, because I made up in my mind I wasn't going to go out with just anybody. I knew what I wanted, and what I wanted was real, right? It wasn't the everyday guy sitting on the corner at your church. What I wanted was real. The same way we're real women, who can find a virtuous woman, okay? She's not on the corner. She's not out at the club. She's not every woman a man meet, okay? You have to find her. You have to search for her. The man has to look for her and search and dig and figure it out. Is she a virtuous woman? It says because her price is far above rubies. So if you set the price of rubies, her price is far above that. And some of you ladies are selling yourself cheap. You're taking yourself off putting yourself on clearance. You're taking yourself off the showroom, allowing men to make your girlfriends put your way in the corner of the boondocks on layaway where nobody else can see you while he's still out shopping, and you need to stop that. Make up in your mind what it is that you want in a husband and stick to it. And you will not mess up. Summer is coming. How do I stay out of trouble? Stick to what you want. You don't have time to giving men chances who is not what you want. Especially y'all in your 30s. You don't have time to play around. The little girls in their 20s, they have a little bit more time. But if you're in your 30s, 40s, you ain't got time to waste time with fools and bozos. You want Boaz. Okay, there's a difference. Stop wasting time with men you know are not it. You're trying to fix him up. You're trying to make him what you want him to be. You're trying to help him. You're trying to build him up. No, ma'am. And if that's not what you want, don't do it. I have to run. If you have not picked up 23 Tesla Guys You Mind Me on, please run over to Amazon. This is a good book. I'm telling you, it has everything in here. And stop falling in the bed. Y'all act like he's taking it and you're not giving it to him, if you know what I mean. Stop it. If you don't want, you need a dating plan. Have a kiddie plan. Nobody gets it. My husband was trying to get married 2 months after we proposed. Why do you think he was trying to get married 2 months after? Tell me. Huh? I'll drop it in the comment section after. I love you, girl. Amazon. Bye. Have a good day.